Hi again, everybody, and welcome back to another video on our channel, Sisterly Conversations. And Tony will introduce this topic that we are going to be discussing.
And the topic is faith over fear. What does that mean to me? So, Shanita, you're starting?
So basically, I actually wanted to talk about this topic uh, because of a sermon that I heard for Youth Day at our church, and I thought it was a very interesting topic because um, basically what the young lady was talking about was how in this society, in this generation, not generation, in this what is it?
Time.
Timing. I'll just say timing that we are living in today. We are so driven for success, and I found that to be so true because in these days you just want to accomplish a lot.
True.
You tend to have goals, you set goals, and you want to go after your goals. And even like she was saying, she was somebody that, or she is somebody that she just keeps going because she feels that if she doesn't go, like time passes and she becomes a failure, or that's time that she could have been doing achieving stuff, and all that is great. Like it's good to have goals. It's good to set goals. It's good to have accomplishments or to get your accomplishments. But as she said, also like this comes into play now where it's important. Taking a break is important, and taking a spiritual break is important because the same way we need rest for sleep, we need to sleep and we need to rest, and we need to rejuvenate. It's the same thing with our mental psyche as well. We need to rest and stuff. We need to take a rest from going. Sometimes you need to, it's okay to just breathe and take a break from trying to achieve that goal. Not saying that you can't achieve it, but sometimes you just need to take that moment, just to um, getting some spiritual. What's the word I'm looking for? I want to say it like just spiritual re- renewal. I don't know.
Spiritual rejuvenation.
Yeah, something. It's and that also, and when you do that, you tend to find that you have a new energy. Then it's like a new, you're ready and raring to go again. So
I
and
feel revived.
yeah.
That's the
So
word you're looking for. Um, faith over fear. I could agree with what the young lady at least at church was saying too, because it might not be a case for me with trying to be so successful all the time. Sometimes as it relates to finding a job, as it relates to finding a husband, as it relates to having children, you know. Those are things that we need to have faith about. Sometimes we're so fearful, whereby we trying our best, we putting out applications, we trying to get a baby, we trying to go and get married or dating, and nothing works.
nothing is happening.
Nothing is happening. You
I
just feel
feel so.
stagnant,
Right,
right?
that's the important word there, man. That's the important. You feel stagnant, correct?
Right. Still smart. But yeah, you feel so stagnant. And it's funny, I had this conversation only last night, whereby you're feeling that sort of way, like nothing is happening. But we need to understand that God works in His timing. And we need to practice faith. Every time I think about being fearful, I always study Job and Joseph and what they would have went through in this life, and what they went through, we ain't touch it yet. So Joseph was in prison for a while. Job lost everything, and I posted this Bible text, Job 13:15. Though he slay me, still will I trust him. So even though I might say to myself, well, God, I'm not getting this, I'm still going to trust you. God, I'm not getting that, but I'm still going to trust you, because at the end of the day, when God begins to bless you,
Hallelujah.
You are well blessed. You are well blessed. And we need to wait upon Him. And once we wait upon Him, everything is going to go so perfectly. You know?
Well,
You know it's a sketchy spirit sometimes.
well,
Won't He do it?
what I have to say is my sister could have opened up this topic because she definitely hit on some points over here. She got me here speechless, no? But yes, yes, that was excellent, my sister. Yeah, but yeah, I agree with Tony.
Chantal, you speechless. What?
I agree with Tony 100%. And as she said, you sometimes you just feel the need to go, and even within our lives, within my life for sure, I could say that I have had times of waiting. I have had to wait for a lot of things. Waiting is not easy.
I'm telling
Usually,
you.
when you want something, you want it
No.
now. And sometimes things happen like that in our lives. Like, sometimes some people are fortunate enough that, they're going to university or they're going to college. They get to go to the university they want. They get to go to the college they want. They go to school. They get great grades. Some people are fortunate to get the career they want. They get the marriage they want, for the timing they want. They get the kids they want. They get the house they want for the timing, and that's perfect. But it doesn't always go like that, and it doesn't always go like that for majority of people. A lot of people have the story of having to struggle before they got what they got. Sometimes they don't even get it, but they might get something better.
Right.
Because I'm a believer that when God has something for you, you will get it.
Won't He do
So
it?
basically, but it's not always a case to where you don't get it, but sometimes you just have to wait for it. And I
Correct.
think having faith
Mhm.
is the biggest step. The biggest step to meet there in our waiting period, because within that time you will feel fearful. You might feel like, well, this ain't happening for me. Well, how comes this body gone to university and get this career, and or you might look at people and you say, well, this body got a family, this body got marriage, and he's 38, 39, he's 50, whatever. Just call no random numbers. But you might tell yourself, well, what happened?
What
I
happened
I
to
is
me?
40 and I ain't got no
Mhm.
husband yet, or I is whatever, I ain't got no kids yet, I is whatever, I ain't got no house yet, I ain't got the career that I really want yet, and the age just going up, right? And again, that's where faith comes in. Sometimes God is just preparing you to get to the next step, because where you are right now, you might not be necessarily ready to get there yet. It might be a journey you have to go through. It might be a journey you have to go through. You might not, for example, you might be in a position where you want the career, but God have a high position in the career for you, but you just ain't ready to get to that high point yet. Even as Tony spoke about Joseph, Joseph got the position of being um, the second highest position in Egypt and probably in the world at that time. But he didn't
He did.
he didn't go from living with his dad and his brothers straight to being the second and highest in command. He had to literally go through being sold as a slave. He had to go through living in another person's house. He had to go through being in jail for over 7 years. However, many years it was that Joseph was in jail for. Joseph came to Egypt as a teenager, and by that time, I'm pretty sure he was grown. But it was a process that he had to go through to get what he needed to get. And sometimes we might want things, but we might not have the mental capacity to handle what we want at the time that we want it. We have to grow, pretty much. So I can honestly say that I have been there and through that, because there are times that I wanted things. There's still no, I still want things, and I'm still in the waiting period. But there are times that I've wanted things that I have received already by now, but I had to wait years for it. For my illness, endometriosis, as you guys know, I was diagnosed with endometriosis in 20. I think I was diagnosed with endometriosis in 2019, but I knew that, or 2018, but I knew that I had endometriosis from 2016. That's when I started getting the symptoms. And it's only until 2023 that I got the huge surgery to remove all of it out of my body. That I am now pain free and all the other good stuff, right? And even immigration, I've also spoke about my immigration story. I came to Canada in 2013. Well, I don't really account 2013 because it was only December of 2013. So technically that wasn't no real. Technically I just say 2014. But I did come in December 2013. And I did not become a citizen of Canada until 2020,
Tree.
two?
Tree. No, two. Oh, yeah,
2022,
two.
I believe. I think it was 2022 I became a citizen. So you see, even within that, you could see there's a very long wait time. And within those times, I felt fear, I felt anger, I felt like, well, how comes I doing all of this stuff, and and then you would come and see people that come and get through like nothing. But I've gotten to the point in my life where I try not to look at people, because you also don't know what people have gone
Exactly.
through, or you don't know what situations people have going on for them to accomplish what they accomplish. But I went through depression. I don't really deserve depression too much. It was somewhat, because people see depression in different ways. But for me personally, like, I went through feelings of sadness, everything, you know. But yes, I feel like I talk so much.
You
now.
did.
But it taught me the importance of having faith. It taught me the importance. There's a poem that I love. Wait, name now?
Our deepest fear.
No, not that
What
one.
was she?
There's a poem that I love. Oh, Don't Quit. I got it in the house. Both places.
It right there in the corner.
Right. It's called Don't Quit. Right? And that poem, you can look it up. It says Don't Quit. This is it got by John Greenleaf Whittier. Anyway, is I read that poem on a regular basis, because it shows that even when things are not happening at the time you want it to happen, keep going. Keep going. Take a little break, but keep going. Fall down, but get back up and keep going. Regardless, and I will let Tony finish. So
It's always significant.
I can see she's like eyeing me. So
Right, but I wanted to add too, because again, and that's where jealousy comes in sometimes, where you looking at people, you need to just focus your eyes on God, you know, because when you start to look at people and you tell yourself, oh, well, I had to get you X, I had to get you Y, let she get you quick. You don't know people's stories, and everybody's not going to talk about their story. We might see people um post. You might see people doing the most, but you don't know what they have been through. You know, I can personally speak to that, because people think that, oh, Tony living in Canada, she got her best life and whatever. Let's put three question
you might
marks.
assume that that's what people may be saying.
Well, I know at least one person that was saying it, right? And the thing is, you don't know my story, you don't know my struggles. Just like Shanita, but I went through a waiting period too. I wanted to come to Canada as soon as I finished my secondary school, and it didn't work out.
And not to cut Tony, but Tony had a period even before I went to Canada. Sorry, Tones. But because you said that, I remember this part. Where Tony actually, before I came, actually, I remember Tony messaged one of our great aunts
Right.
to ask her to come up to her. And she gave
She
an
said
answer.
that she had to pray for me. She had to pray about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Continue
and
now.
and that took it, and it obviously it hurt me. You know, it really hurt me, because I was really looking forward to actually coming to Canada, come and do my nursing, and all of that. And that happened, I think, back in It would have be after you left though, but
No, that was before I left.
before you left,
Yeah.
or
So before
probably between 2013, like in 2013 you left, or late 2013, so it could have happened after that. But anyhow, the point is, she told me she was going to pray about it, and I was hurt. But guess what? I went to school for 4 years. I got my RN back home, and I am up here now. And I am a RN up here now. Bless the name of the Lord. And I'm a permanent resident, you know? And it was a journey. It took me 6 years to come to Canada to live. But I am here today. Won't God do it? So again, number one, this is the first thing you need to do. Always think about people in the Bible who would have gone through things, who would have had faith over fear. You know? Two, continue to just quote the word. Quote the word. Hebrews 11:1. What's Hebrews 11:1 now?
I don't know.
No, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence not seen.
Yes.
Have faith, be faithful to God, and God will certainly be faithful to you. And another thing I would like to say too, because she's looking at me. But the thing about it is, I know sometimes it is easier said than done. I can talk because I know it's not easier said than done. Sorry, it is easier said than done. Sorry, my bad. I can say that it's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done.
But we need to stay faithful to God, and what I would say too is that when God is ready for you, I always hear TDJ say, get ready, get ready, get ready for your harvest. And your harvest is going to come by faith.
Yeah. So basically, and like I said, like we were talking before, and within the moment, you might feel all types of emotions, and that's normal. And I just want to say, it's normal to look at other people's accomplishments too. It might even be normal to have a little bit of jealousy. But I always say, even because I've been there. I'm not gonna say I've never been jealous.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I think it's important that even within that jealousy, you take it and you try to be positive about it. You don't try to sabotage people's success or people's journey.
Mm-hmm.
Because by you pulling down another person, how does that help you?
Exactly.
Like, how does that make your life better?
Mm-hmm.
But as people, we have to lift each other up, and try to push each other to better. And even within looking at other people, I would say, if you feel like you're getting those feelings of extreme envy, because envy to me is another level of jealousy, right? If you feel like you get those extreme envious feelings to the point of hate, like you don't want this person to succeed and da da da, then maybe shut down the laptop or come off Facebook or come off whatever else, and focus. I'm going to talk about the Bible, but the Bible is not the only thing. Um, there, because as I always say too, there are other people that are not necessarily Christians like us as well, but there are also like things like what do you call it? There are videos that
TED Talks, you got
TED Talks, inspirational videos, and motivational speeches and stuff that you can listen to, But for us, it's God above anything. And we try to to do our devotions. We pray. I also listen to motivational speeches. That meditation is super important. Um, just sometimes having that woosah moment as well, calming your mental psyche is very important. Taking a break, taking a rest is very, very important. Not just a rest physically, you sleeping or whatever, but your mind going. No, sometimes it's just good to take a mental rest. Because resting sometimes allows you, is like sometimes when you look at a school, a project at school, or you have to hand in, you have to do an assignment, and you going at it, you just can't figure it out, and when you go sleep and wake up, next one is like bulb, comes on in your brain and somehow you could figure out how to do this thing that they're giving you the world of problems the night before. So sometimes you just need to, whew, it might mean going out and hanging out and, doing something or whatever, chilling out with friends, going to the movies, whatever, whatever you want to do. It might just mean taking a break from that specific thing that you are going after. You got some people that say that, when they want this specific thing, whether it's a career, is a family, is a a husband, a job, or whatever it is. And from the moment that they don't focus on it, they go out and they have fun and they do whatever, and they just take their minds off of it. It's like the thing comes, So basically, that's all I have to say on this topic. This video is going on way too long. Yeah, so that's all I have to say. Just be encouraged. Know that you're not alone.
Exactly.
Know that everybody, well, not maybe not everybody, but a lot of people are going through the same thing. It might not be for the same thing, and everybody has their own different paths that they have to walk.
Everybody got their own problems.
Yeah, and their own seasons.
And their own season.
But at the end of the day, you're not alone because everybody is going through something or the other, and just keep the faith.
Amen. Amen. Well, please like,
share,
and subscribe, and let us know in the comments what you think about faith over fear. Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.